Chapter 34, Ellie. My senior year, I've tried so hard to be the person I want to be in my adult life. Not to lie and scheme, but say what I want to say and be honest with people. I'm glad I was the one to ask Luke out for our first date. The old Ellie would never have been able to do that. I'm finally in a healthy relationship with a boy who respects me and looks upon me as an equal partner in a relationship. Luke has been so good for me in other ways. After the first couple of times we went tromping around outside, I was exhausted. It was then I realized how physically out of shape I was. A couple of years ago, Mom and I worked out pretty regularly at the club when I was trying to lose weight. But I wasn't going to the club for health purposes. I just wanted to look better in a short skirt. Does the word airhead come to mind right about now? Another great thing about being with Luke is that he has shown me the value of being in good shape. So after a few of those outdoor trips with him, I asked Mom if we could start working out at the gym again, 2 or 3 days a week before school. She said sure. Sometimes I walk, sometimes I swim, sometimes I do a little weightlifting. Not heavy stuff, but just enough to firm me up a little. Mom only has time to go maybe twice a week, but now I go every morning. Many mornings, I now spend 90 minutes doing things. Some mornings, I even walk 2 to 3 miles or swim laps for an hour. I've never felt so good about how I look, and I have all this energy throughout the day that I've never had before. I'm not obsessed about my weight anymore, and I honestly think I look better and feel better than ever before. How could I have been so stupid to have binge purged and done all that extreme dieting stuff when I was younger? The other day, Luke told me how great I looked, and I asked him how he knew. I still want to be complimented, don't all girls? And he then asked me if I had been working out on my own. He could tell. I told him I just wanted to be able to keep up with him when we went to do things. He laughed at that. Then I said I wanted his opinion on one more thing. I said I wanted to tell Mom that he and I had been dating, that I hadn't lied to her about us dating. But I had withheld the truth, that's for sure. I told him that I wasn't ready to tell Dad about us, but maybe I could bring him over for dinner one night when Dad was out of town on business. Luke said to do whatever I thought best, that he trusted my judgment. That's another thing I'm not used to guys saying to me. So last Tuesday, Dad had to go out of town overnight on a business trip, and I asked Mom if I could have a guy over for dinner. She was really excited about that and asked if it was some boy that she knew. I said yes, and then she started listing all those guys from our club or church, and of course, none of them were Luke. I just said she would have to wait until Tuesday night to find out. About a half hour before Luke was to come, I got sort of panicky about how Mom might act when she saw him. So I decided she had better get over the shock of it being him before he arrived. Mom was shocked when I confessed who was coming and that we had been dating in secret for over 3 months. All I'm asking, I told her, is for you to give him a chance. Ask him questions about anything, what he plans to do in the future, why he wants to be a teacher, just anything. I'm glad I let her know he was coming because it took a while for that horrified look to leave her face. Then she said, "You're right. I should give him a chance. I don't really know him." And boy, did Mom grill him after we sat down for dinner. And she did ask him about his future plans. Of course, Luke said he was going to the local college to study to become a high school teacher, that he wanted to be the kind of teacher who inspired kids to learn and better themselves. He said his grandfather had bought land for him to one day to build a house on, and that's where he wanted to live as an adult. I could tell Mom started to soften toward him when he talked that way. When my exes Caleb and Matthew would come over for dinner, they never showed any maturity or common sense. Then Luke started to talk about me. "I also want to tell you what a wonderful daughter you have," he said. "You already know she's pretty and smart, and yeah, I like that about her, but the best thing about her is that she has a good heart. That's really rare and special. Ellie really helped me get through some tough times when my grandfather died. I just think she's awesome." After Luke said those things, Mom's whole mood toward him changed. After dessert, it was just small talk until Luke got up to go home. I then walked him to the door and kissed him goodbye. I wanted Mom to see that too. When Luke left, Mom said she had been all wrong about Luke and apologized for her past attitude against him. You were right about Luke, she said. He is different from your other boyfriends. I think you've made a great choice, but I don't think we should tell your father about this relationship. Not yet, anyway. Deep down, I fear that it will never be a good time to tell Dad about Luke and me, that Dad will never accept him.